thank you for coming today and being part of the workshop. And I just wanted to get a bit of your background and why you're involved with Greyhound Racing.
Yeah, thanks. I've been in it for about 13 years now. I was introduced by a friend of mine who worked with my wife, who's been in it for over 20 years. But it's in the family bloodlines. Mum used to have cousins down in Warrnambool in my early days, teen days. And one of my uncles used to pre-train when Olympic Park was up and about. So it's sort of in there. So sort of got the bug and got my first dog and started learning with John and all that, and taught me the ropes till I got the stage till I got my trainer's licence and gone from there, yes.
So how many dogs do you have now?
I only have a small kennel because I'm in a suburban area. I've only got two at any one time, normally a male and female, and I try to get them to the races as often as I can through as work as well.
So this is your fourth workshop?
This is my fourth, yes. I sort of have a dual interest in this because I'm the president of the Melton Greyhound Club, so I'm in the process of trying to get that up and running, and the knowledge I learn out of these will help when our track gets up and going, and also personally for myself because being new to it, and you sort of come to these big races like the Maturity or the Silver Chief, who are professional trainers, and you see how their dogs are presented, and you look how they race and what they're doing, you can get ideas off them, and that's why I reckon these are good for us, we'll say hobby trainers, to learn off the professionals.
So what's the biggest obstacle in getting into the industry now, do you think?
I suppose too much procedures and information might deter the person, so if they want people to come in, try to make it as easy as possible, but abiding by the rules as they go as well.
So what can we do differently? We rely very heavily on our website. Is that a good thing or not?
This day and age, I always say, because where I work, technology is a good thing, providing it's given out there to people to use. And information is good too. That's why I come to these workshops. All the information you can get will probably help you in the long run. And if you don't know, ask questions.
How long have you been involved with the industry for?
I've been involved with greyhounds for 40 years. Became involved with greyhounds through my stepdad. Of course, him and Mum married, and that was late 70s, early 80s. So we've had greyhounds breeding, rearing, racing from, the last 40 years I've been there.
So you're from regional Victoria or you're from metropolitan Melbourne? I'm
from Geelong. Born and bred in Geelong, and that's where we've always been a small base, always worked out of a small backyard. Sometimes we've had friends that have had properties where we've reared our pups, but we've always worked off a small background and just 2 or 3 dogs in the kennels in the backyard and worked from there.
Do you think the welfare of the dog is an important aspect to the industry?
I think the welfare of the dog is the number one priority of the industry. A lot of little trainers like myself, we're there from the cradle to the grave, so to speak. We rear our pups, we race our pups. 95% of the time we either rehome our pups through GAP or through, family members, or we keep them ourselves. You do have the unfortunate things with injuries and things like that, but the welfare of the animal, because without the animal you don't have greyhound racing, you don't have a hobby for us to do.
So how important are workshops like this one today?
I think the workshop today is brilliant. For me, being a smaller trainer, I don't have 10 or 15 dogs in the kennel, I only have one. It's an insight to all the questions that you don't know the answers to, with a lot of new changes with the rules, the regulations and things like that. It just makes it a lot more easier and a lot more helpful for you to be up to speed with what is going on in the industry.